5-minute focus. This morning at this particular junction, I want to offer something very peculiar and very uplifting, if I could. I want to use as the foundation this morning a scripture that many of us hold dear to heart. It is the scripture out of Isaiah, that prophet that speaks so eloquently and direct and indirectly to our hurts and our pains. He says in the book of Isaiah, he says, "No weapon formed against you shall prosper." Wow, what a power-packed scripture that he presents to us for this day. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. Well, for this Friday 5-minute focus, just for a few minutes, I want to drop a few things in your spirit that God has gifted and given to me. I want to talk from the thought and impress upon your mind for this day going forward. Yes, I know the story. Yes, I know the story. Would you just real quickly say with me, repeat it after me? Yes, I know the story. Usually when you're trying to tell them something, this went on or this happened or did you hear about it? And people's response many times because of the swiftness and the quickness of news travels, especially they say bad news travels twice as fast as good news. And while bad news has made it around the world, good news hadn't even put on its shoes. But they respond and say, yeah, I already know. But this morning, I want to put that in your spirit. Yes, I know the story. I know there's so much that we could talk about that could relate us to what Isaiah is teaching us here. But there are three things that I want to drop in your spirit about this, as Isaiah has experienced so much turmoil in his life and so much being broken away from Christ and now being won back to Christ in a backslidden state. He says, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Well, the first thing that I want to share with you is that when you talk about knowing the story, the first thing that he wants us to understand is you ought to know the power. You ought to say it with me. I know the power. Because he said no weapon. I know that there are familial issues. I know that there are things that really bother you and cause you to drop your head and just feel all alone. But he says no weapon. No attack from the enemy has the power to supersede and overtake and overwhelm the power God has put in you. No weapon. No financial woes. No social distancing. Nothing that is coming your way. No weapon. No mental weapon that is causing you to feel inferior. No weapon. No weapon, beloved. Know the story. So you ought to know your power. Because he says no weapon. But then secondly, he says you ought to know your story because I know the plan. He says it may be formed. It's going to happen. What preachers and teachers and leaders and ministers don't want many people to know is times will get tough. Times will get hard. Your burdens will get heavy. But he said that the trials come to make us strong. They strengthen us. They better us. They get us to the place we need to be. He says they'll be formed. Oh yes, you're going to come to some situations where it seems like it's all over. But you do know the story, don't you? they'll be formed. But then thirdly and lastly, he says that you ought to know the purpose. He says they won't prosper. Oh yeah, they'll have their chance to play and skip around and have their way in your mind and your heart, in your spirit, but they won't prosper. When he uses that word prosper, he says they may think they have the heads up now. They may think that they have you in a chokehold and you're about to pass out, but they don't know that it won't work. You ought to speak that into your life right now. No matter what the enemy throws my way, it will not work. Yes, I cried, but it won't work. Yes, I've contemplated things that I shouldn't have, but it won't work. Yes, you had my child, but it won't work. Yes, my marriage was on the brink of breaking up, but it won't work. Yes, churches are such in disarray, but it will not work. Why? So glad you asked. Because you know the story. You ought to go around all day speaking that into the atmosphere and your environment, into your life, into your heart and your spirit. I know my story. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. And because I know my story, there is nothing that the enemy can do to make me give up. Because I know my story. There's nothing he can throw my way. There's nothing that he can do to make me give up. Because I know it. I know my worth. I know my story. So, beloved, I don't care what it is that you do. Hold on to his word. Isaiah says, no weapon formed against you shall prosper. Listen, if this Friday 5-minute seed has blessed your spirit and your heart, sow a $5 seed. But no person can reap unless they first sow. I know my story. Be blessed.